Cornelia Hesse-Honegger, and she will be introduced by Dr. Catherine Thomason from the Physicians for Social Responsibility.
It's been my honor to meet Cornelia Hesse-Honegger last night and to introduce her this evening. Science and art are an extremely important combination. Science speaks facts, but art speaks to the heart. It speaks to us in images and not words, and leaves a lasting impression that moves us. Cornelia loves to paint, but she's also compelled to tell the story about the impact of radiation and toxics on living beings. She documented deformed insects in the areas of Sweden and Switzerland that were affected by fallout from Chernobyl. Rates of 20% mutated insects were found in these areas, far exceeding the expected 1% of mutations that are normally found in the natural world. Her work has taken her to Vietnam, to Europe, and the United States. Here she documented in the area around 3 Mile Island abnormalities after the fateful accident, where we were told not significant radiation was expelled. She enjoys teaching and uses her art to teach in far-flung locations. We are indebted to her for her zeal, her amazing artistic abilities, her scientific know-how, and her desire to educate others on this extremely important issue. The honor of the award goes to Cornelia Hesse-Honegger.
I have written a story, but I'm not going to read it. I haven't been part of any anti-nuclear movement or anything. I just, as a very naive person, stumbled into the whole thing. And as I was already painting true bugs and other insects, I continued to work with the true bugs, even though I killed them to at last keep them as that the insects show for a long time, even for next generations who want to look at them, what we did to nature. During my 28 years that I do this work and I paint true bugs, what really broke my heart, or what really is an impact for me for thinking, is that we are confronted with a kind of science, mostly natural science, that is immensely detached from nature, from our feelings, from our being a human, or what we feel when we are in nature. It reminds me on what happened during World War II with tryouts, with imprisonment and terrible things, that I feel actually we are still there, or we are there again, I don't know. And it is very important for me that I just don't want this, and I want to show through these animals, through these personalities I paint, that we need another way to make science, a way that includes the human, that includes nature, that includes our humanity in a certain way, our humanitarian thinking and feeling, our laws and our ethics in a way that deserves this name. And of course it starts with the children, it starts in our schools. And I think in our schools we should start again to draw and paint, and without wanting to be always an artist, but just to observe, and through this drawing and painting, learn and teach the children to see where they live, to see what we are doing, and to give them the chance to speak up and say, we don't want what you adults do to our future. And I feel that this is very important, and whenever I had a discussion with scientists, I didn't feel understood in my endeavor to show something which for me is plainly visible, but for, it seems, our natural scientists is not visible at all. Mainly also because they don't go anymore into nature to look what they are doing to it, or to look what is going on. And for me, it is great to be a part of this award. Also because I think, even though people from that get the nuclear award or nuclear free award are people that bring bad news, people that cry out, people that have sorrow. Earlier times, people who brought bad news were killed anyhow. I'm still glad that I'm still alive, and I never had, fortunately, to go to prison or anything. I had a very good life. And for me, the Nuclear Future Free Award is a peace movement. It's, even though we chose what is bad going on this world, it shows also possibilities how we can change it, and that we can bring ourselves into this movement and do our best in our place to do something that shows people how we can change it, brings idea, and well, yeah, brings this commitment into our society. And thank you. It really gives me the feeling that I have found many new friends, that I feel embraced and liked also for what I did. Sometimes very lonely work. And I'm just very happy. Thank you so much.